I'm Lunn. I'm a York-based fashion and beauty photographer. I first started photographing people in 2011, and I started with friends and family and anyone I could get in front of my camera really. And I really just fell in love with portraiture. I love the feelings you can convey within a photograph. Photography was all I wanted to do when I was younger, so I went to study at the City of Wolverhampton College where I did art and design. And I then went on to Wolverhampton University where I studied fine art photography. It was during this time that I got a placement in Florence in Italy, and I went abroad and studied photography there, working in a photography studio in the heart of Florence. I also had an apprenticeship back at home, so I was working on in the studio over the weekends and in the evenings, and welcoming people into the space, taking family pictures, hosting events, and really just soaking in the studio environment. And that's where I really learnt studio photography and how to utilise it as a tool. It was at this point that I started getting contacted by local businesses. So there were a couple of hair salons, there were some makeup artists, there were local vintage stores, and even like fashion designers based in Birmingham who contacted me because they really liked the work I was producing and they wanted me to work on their brand. So I worked with these businesses and with a load of models to produce some amazing pictures. And I was really young at this point, and the idea that someone wanted to put my pictures on a website and on their social media, which was still in really early stages, was really exciting. I loved that. So while I was studying at uni, I was surrounding myself with really polished, glossy images that you see in all the magazines and online and on the covers of Vogue. And while I was really in awe of this, what I wanted to do was something a bit more grungy. So what I've spent my career trying to do is take the nice, polished, glossy images that are out there and make them a bit dark and grungy. So shadows are something that really stand out to me. I love a lot of shadows and a lot of texture in my work as well. It was through studying fine art that really made me fall in love with the art of storytelling. So conveying emotion and telling a story through individual photos is something that I really cherish. So that's why I tend to lean into a lot of editorials in my work, because I really love the storytelling aspect and how you can evoke emotions and portray a storyline throughout. And you can differ it up, you can use different outfits, different colours, different scenery, you can do day to night, you can convey different fairy tales or emotions, and it really doesn't end. Like, it's endless what you can create in a story, and I really want my photography to reflect that. So if I want to think of a theme, I will do a lot of background work around that theme, what it means to me, what it might mean to someone else, and it's all subjective, and I will take that theme and run with it. I'll create a mind map, I'll do a lot of background work on the history of that thing, maybe some study, and before it even comes to life, there's all these ideas that will spark off the back of it and come into fruition really. After university, I fell into a digital marketing career, so I became a social media manager at a fashion house in Birmingham, and it was here where I got to work with clothes and arranging photo shoots and creating the product listings on the website as well. And I just fell in love with the whole social media aspect that came from the back of a photo shoot and all these clothing collections. A natural progression from this point, I fell into websites. So I started helping brands build their websites through several digital marketing agencies. So I've worked with Microsoft through to the Premier League. I then went to work production side, so I would get a brief through, and the brief would be for social media content, website content, anything that went to TV as well. So it was here I worked with fantastic brands such as Center Parcs and Haribo and helped them on their delivery of some assets. This was really great because it helped me work with a lot of creatives within the industry, and it really gave me the confidence to talk about how you can grow online through your visual assets and why they're so important. So it's all my experience in digital now that can help me with my photography. So when I get a brief from a small brand or a business, I can help them look at what they need, and what I do is I analyse the brief and interrogate it, and really I think of the end user as well and why they would want to interact with the pictures. So whether it's for e-commerce or whether it's a lifestyle shoot for some banners or promotional material, or even if it's just for social media, what does the end user want to see? What feelings evoke from that? In 2023, I was a finalist in the Yorkshire Creator Awards. Also recently, my jewellery work for Buckley London has been found in several airports around the UK, from Birmingham Airport to East Midlands Airport, and I'm getting little snippets of people while they're on holiday just showing me my work online, which is lovely. I also worked with health brand Osavi, and I produced a campaign for them recently that was featured on the Transport for London Underground. So commuters who were commuting to work all day every day could see my lovely pictures on the tube as they went about their daily commute, and that was a really big achievement for me, having so many eyes on a campaign I was really proud to be part of. So when a brand gets in touch with me, what I first do is ask for a consultation. So this could be where I take them for a cup of coffee or we jump on a video call. It's during this time where we have a sit down and talk about the brief, what they're looking to achieve, where the pictures will be used, and a bit about what they're looking for, what they have or haven't done in the past, and things they may or not have considered. I would then go away and put a bit of a pitch together with some mood boards and present it back to them. Once we have an idea of what we want to achieve and a bit of a shot list, I will go out, I will source models, source a location. So all production is done in-house by myself usually. So I'm the one sourcing things, or the stylist or the makeup artist. I do all my own post-production, so everything from colour grading photographs to skin retouching and editing out things like maybe the occasional spot, or if we're doing products, maybe a bit of glue on the paper, and AI is really useful for that. I have a really great network of creatives around me, so I have a lot of amazing team members to lean on when I need something. So I've got really beautiful makeup artists to hand, amazing models, other fellow photographers, videographers, stylists that really help me bring my idea to life. If you want to see more of my work, you can head to www.hannalunn.co.uk. My whole portfolio is on there, and I also produce a lot of blog and resources. So you can check out some industry top tips and some news from me. I'm also on Instagram, so you can find me over at @HannahLunnPhotography and keep up to date with me.